I seem to remember you saying 15 years ago, there are days when you have a single gun.
No! You would be lucky if a few cars dropped in from the desert. They actually came to swim after several weeks down in the Gulf of Paria. They would have no bath and no shower for weeks, and then they come here. Renamed Cleopatra Spring because people believe that it was a more exotic name to attract tourists here. But the actual original name, which is still the Siwa name, is Juba, which means well of the sun, because this is the start point that travellers in ancient times would come to cleanse themselves and prepare themselves for their entrance into the Amun Temple and the Oracle. As I said, there were days that nobody would be here. We would just be sitting for hours meditating at the magnificence of this sacred spot, but not anymore. Mass tourism has now come to Siwa in a big way, and there are cheap tours that are offered to Egyptians, you know, very, very affordable for people to get on a bus and spend 2 or 3 days in Siwa. Unfortunately, it's a sacred site that's been really quite spoiled. There's about 300 pharaonic, later turned to Roman springs here, but there may well be more. If you're willing to get off the beaten track and walk through the groves, then you can discover the most amazing little springs hidden away and have your peaceful quiet time, but certainly it's not going to be this one. Now you find Siwa advertised on all kinds of Egyptian television. I mean, it's become a very popular and trendy place, and it's been relatively untouched for a long time, primarily because it's in the middle of nowhere and takes hours and hours and hours to get to. شكرا هنا
ليمون بالنعناع منقوص بالريحان
عشان البلاستيك كتير في سيوا.
عايز بلاستيك؟
Yeah, no, عاوز
ازاز؟ كده عشان
I try and deal with the plastic thing, but since Corona, everybody serves all the drinks in plastic. Apparently it's safer in regards to Corona, but we have a serious issue with rubbish. So we've swapped one thing for another, so I always say to them that when I come, just make it in glasses. I can't stand to add to the problem of plastic here. Double-decker bus like this fall into a water channel some years ago and tip the whole bus up with people in it. They were all fine, but the bus was because there's channels, like in all of the gardens here, there's channels and excess water channels running everywhere to irrigate the land. And really the roads were just not built for this kind of mass tourism. I was living in London and I really had an interest to be able to become as self-sufficient as I could and to return my life to nature in as much as I could for however long that might take, 1 year, 3 years, 5 years. And when I came to Egypt and traveled to Siwa, the land was very affordable and I liked the kind of very laid-back pace, and I saw it as a bit of a project. But since I did that, I have only really become more immersed in the culture and the people and liked my life even more than I could have ever imagined. And now, I mean, 15 years later, we still wake up in the morning and just love to see what's going to be in store for the day and go out into the farm and check the goats and the chickens and have this kind of quite earthy, you know, quite simplistic, quite beautiful nature-based life. And now, you know, the more we spend here, the more crazy the outside world gets. And slowly as the kids have grown up, you realize that the really valuable thing is to give them time and space, to be able to have a gentle childhood and to play and to be in nature and to have nice relationships that are unpressured, you know, unburdened with people, and to be out of institutions and to have very kind of, you know, personalized relationships. Every day there's interesting people coming through. We have fabulous conversations. The children are a part of the everyday activities, learning things from people and sharing and exploring. And for us, it's just been an incredibly great experience for them to grow up. As we've lived it and as I've seen all of the positive gifts that this kind of life has given the children, it motivates you even more to want to continue with this type of life.